Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk. I'm your host, C Money. I'm sorry if the lightning is not good. I'm trying to get a better angle. Um, I am here in the great city of Orlando, Florida. This is my final stop. I'm heading home from my vacation. Remember, yesterday and the day before, and for the past weekend, I was in the great city of Atlanta, and um, I'm here in Orlando for a reason. I took the bus back, and I didn't have a connecting bus from Orlando to Miami because Orlando, for certain inner city bus companies like Greyhound and Megabus, they have where you mainly Orlando is like the transit hub. Like you connect to your connecting bus. You get off in Orlando, then you get on your connecting bus, or for some companies, you get off the bus, you wait. What I'm saying, they fuel up the bus, or check the bus with it, and you're back on the bus. For Megabus, they have it where right now during COVID, they're doing they have a subcontract bus company that does buses out of from Miami to Orlando, and then regular mega buses do their regular service from Orlando to Atlanta. And there wasn't a connecting bus from Atlanta to Miami at Orlando, so I had to stay over a night and get an extra bus in the morning. It's not bad. I'm here at a motel and stuff. Overall, I just want to give you an overall of the experience. I did go to on Sunday. I did go to Piedmont Park with some friends of mine. They were setting up for I think a marathon and stuff, and they was also setting up for Fourth of July festivities. Piedmont Park is a nice park. It's very historically. I went down the nature trail, several nature trails. There's several duck off areas where you can go where there's a bar or any like a restaurant and stuff, and they have vending machines there, and it is very a scenic place. If you've ever go to Atlanta, please do not hesitate to go to Piedmont Park. It is a very nice area to go to. Yeah, that's why I went. We were supposed to go to I think a jazz festival that they be having on Sundays, but there wasn't a jazz festival. There was basically like we went to Piedmont Park and they was setting up stuff. They had a race that was going on for like the past couple of days, and I think yesterday was like the last day. And also they was doing 4th of July festivities, but unfortunately I didn't get to stay to do the 4th of July festivities, so I ended up I was on my way back, and I'm here in Atlanta. I have a couple of more hours. I'm going to be heading. I mean, not Atlanta. I'm here in Orlando. So I got a couple of more hours, and then I'll be heading back to the MIA. I just wanted to give you a recap on everything and how everything is, and give you a recap on what is what and things like that. Orlando is a nice place too. I did an episode back in last year. I did an episode back in August of last year. I remember that. And I was mainly talking about Star Island and everything. My Uber driver was telling me about how 4th of July weekend is really crazy, like downtown Atlanta, where a lot of the attractions like Universal Studios and stuff like that, a lot of the theme parks, it was very the traffic was very hectic. It was kind of hectic for me yesterday because I was trying to get an Uber or a Lyft ride, and the prices were extremely high, and it was towards nighttime because I got into Orlando roughly around 10, and even though their buses and stuff still running, I'm a tourist, or I'm traveling, I don't want to go on a bus with luggage and stuff like that. And he said mainly because the location of the motel I was going to, basically this is Motel X. They have several locations in South Florida, and now they just started having locations in Orlando, and for future reference, they're going to be opening up a location in Atlanta. So since I knew that this was a hotel that they had or a motel that does hourly rooms, and I say I only need rooms for a couple of hours, I ended up, just coming here for safe faith because, since my bus leaves in the morning, I said, okay, I'll do this motel and stuff. This is a nice location. If you've ever been to Motel X, they have two locations in Miami. They have a location in Fort Lauderdale, and now they have two locations in Orlando, and soon they'll be having a location in Atlanta because I follow them on Instagram, social media, and I also look at their websites. Some rooms have jacuzzis. I do have a jacuzzi room. I was in there earlier. Some rooms have dance poles, and they do have a mini bar where they have sodas and light beer, not like heavy beer, but light beer. But the beer you got, and the drinks and the beverages, and they also have snacks like chips and stuff like that. And when you eat it, once you check out, you basically go to the check-in office where you check in at. You wait for like 5 minutes or so the maids can come and inspect the room to see if you purchased anything. And if you purchased anything, you have to pay an additional pay. Normally you give them a $5 key deposit, and whatever you took out of the room, they'll take it away from your key deposit. But now they don't do no more key deposits. They just take your ID, and when you return with the key, you get your ID back, and they check to see if you purchased anything. And if you did, you give them an additional money for whatever you purchased, which is not bad. I feel it's good. It's just like how hotels is when you go to these 5-star hotels and they got $10 bottles of water or $5 candy bar or whatever. But here, the soda is probably like $2, and the water is probably $2, and the beer is probably like $3-4. So it's not as bad as the 5-star hotels where they got $10 waters and stuff like that, and you be like, well, I'm not paying that much. But the rooms here are kind of smaller than the ones in Miami, because my driver that I had that came and said this used to be an hourly motel from a different company. But I say yeah, because I told him, I know this company from Miami, because I don't know too much about motels in Orlando, and I just need something to crash until the morning time for my bus my bus departs. So and he was like, yeah, and he said this used to be a motel. I think it was Garcia or something. I have to look it up. Your hotel. Basically, it sits off of Old Blossom Trail, so it's like perfectly. It was like 15 miles from my bus stop, and I didn't know that until the driver told me, like, it's 15 miles from your bus stop. And I'm like, oh my god, like, I'm really far out. So now when I turn around and have to go back, I have to make sure I have ample time to get the hell out of here to get to my bus. So because I wanted to try to get a motel that was closest to my bus stop, and they had two locations here, and the price was ridiculous last night. Like, it was like over $30 to get to eat a hotel, and I had to sit there and wait till the price go down to actually say, okay, I can do this hotel, and I can do this. I can do this motel, or I can do this motel. So it came down to that matter. But it all worked out for the better. This motel, which is called Motel X, it's like similar to several ones they have down in South Florida, where they don't allow kids. These are like sex motels, and these are like, you bring your significant other, your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever. If you want to be spontaneous, they have dance or pose in certain ones. I don't know about this location because I only been, this is my first time at this location, and basically, I got the jacuzzi room, and most the jacuzzi rooms supposed to have a pole, but they don't. But since the guy told me that the rooms are extremely small, I guess some rooms have amenities, some don't. And I guess you have to take up, with the jacuzzi room, you take up more of the amenities with the jacuzzi. And it's nice. It's nice for what it was. It's nice for what it is, and so I say, hey, why not just splurge a little bit, jump in the jacuzzi or whatever, and enjoy it. This is a great spot. I would not recommend this for traveling, like if you want to stay as a vacation stay, because you're paying basically for hourly rooms. I know down in Miami they have where you can, they have, up to 12-hour hourlies, but there I don't know how their hourly system goes. So you don't want to actually get a room here thinking that, oh, this is a hotel and stuff, because they don't have where you can reserve a room. You come up, you say, hey, I want different rooms. They have like different types of rooms. You know, down in South Florida, they have like themed rooms, like jungle rooms. They have a room that I would so want to do, which is called the cave room, but they're pretty much more expensive than the regular rooms. You know, but here is just regular standard rooms. They have jacuzzis. Some don't have jacuzzis and stuff. The only thing about there that the TV, I mean, they do play pornographic um, pornographic films. So the one in Miami play pornographic films on some channel, and they also play, regular TV. Up here, I've only seen pornographic films. They don't have the channels, and I wouldn't care about watching the channels up here because I'm from Miami. Like, I don't know, like they have a radio like thing right here where you can play the radio and stuff like that. But I honestly, I don't know the stations up here in Orlando. So it's like, for me, I was just listening to the music on my phone that I have already on my phone. So for me, it was like it's because when like in Atlanta, when I went up there, I was watching the cable channels, because that's all I know. Like the cable channels are nationwide, BET, TBS, TNT, USA, and all these. You don't know the actual channels of Atlanta that they have. So because on the outskirts, like when you go to different like Valdosta or Albany and stuff like that, a lot of these little small cities in Atlanta and Georgia, they don't have a lot of channels like how they do in South Florida. They have over 50 channels, and now with the HD, with the HDMI, with the digital TVs now, there's more channels than you used to have. So down in Georgia, I don't know, there's not as much channels as you would find down here, and I don't know the channels in, of course, Orlando. So basically, I was just looking, videos on my phone via YouTube, or listen to the music on my phone and my devices and stuff like that. So it's more, that I know a lot of the stuff that was going on yesterday, like the driver said, there was a lot of stuff going on. I was just only here I call this a layover, and my driver even said some things that if you can, at some hotels, meaning chain hotels like Days Inn, Holiday Inns, stuff like that. If you do go in and ask them and say if you want to get a room and you only need a couple of hours for the room, some hotels will give you, they will give you, they will work with you and give you like a cheap rate. Like they'll pay me, say, $30-$40 if if you only need a couple of hours, because I only needed like I got in like at 10 last night, and I booked my because there was a 7:30 bus and there was 11 o'clock bus, and I said I'll do the 11 o'clock bus, because 7 o'clock, early or whatever, even though I could have did it. But so I ended up just doing the 11 o'clock bus, and since I know this place is in South Florida, but the guy said, and I listened to some Uber drivers, because some Uber drivers does have sense, because not only are they drivers, but they do have sense. He say he's did it before, and I commend him for giving me, because we had a whole lot of conversation going, and I commend him, and because he said that there are some hotels that will work with you if you go in and say I just need a couple of hours of sleep. They'll work with you and they'll say, hey, I can give you a room for like $40 or so, for a couple of, because some hotels they're more friendlier than others, and then they're friendly. When I left Atlanta, they was more friendly for me. One lady said, "Oh, you leaving? You've been here for a couple of days." I said, "Yeah, but I'll be back." And then I was waiting on my ride, and then the lady came out and said, "Okay, have a nice day," and everything. They was really nice to me, and that's what you want in a hotel or motel, or when you go when you're vacationing, when you're out, and stuff like that. So that's what you want when you're doing it. So basically, it was an overall thing. Basically, my vacation is over, my trip is over, this is just a layover for me. Like I'm not going nowhere else. It's not like I'm doing, because when I was on my way coming up, and I had a layover for 1 hour coming to Atlanta when I was my connecting my and the Megabus bus stop is now at the Florida Mall. So I had like a little time to go inside the mall, and I had to go buy me a sweater because I left my jacket at home. Because as you know, when you're riding on these buses, and especially at nighttime, it gets real cold on the buses. And I remember when I took it in 2019 to Atlanta, like going up there, the bus, we was like overnight, and the bus got really cold. And it did get cold last night on the bus, but it was like I was almost to my destination, so I didn't really have to put on my sweater and stuff like that. And I didn't really need the sweater. I just bought the sweater just because these buses do get cold when the sun goes down and the lights, and it's more of a cooler side. Cause like when you're riding on a bus in the daytime, it's not as cool as it is at night, because you got the sun, you got the humidity and the temperature and stuff like that. So at nighttime it gets cooler. So that was one thing. And it was 4th of July, so as I was going into Orlando, you saw all the fireworks from a distance. So I did get to see some fireworks that's coming into Orlando, because when you're coming from Atlanta, you're mainly on the highways, and a lot of these small cities, you don't see a lot of the fireworks and stuff because everything is so spaced out. But as I came into Orlando, you were seeing fireworks from every distance, and I was like, wow, wow. And as I was waiting on my driver, I was at the Florida Mall. They had people in the parking lot doing fireworks and stuff like that or whatever, and I was like, wow, they're doing fireworks in the parking lot of the mall, and the mall is closed. Like, I mean, granted, the bus stop for Megabus was near the bus station where a lot of the Orlando buses come, like a little mini bus terminal for the mall, and the mega bus stop was over there. So I guess a lot of them was actually waiting on buses and stuff like that. But there was people that was out there, doing fireworks and stuff like that. So it was lovely. I got to see a little bit of the fireworks, because I didn't really celebrate. I don't really celebrate 4th of July as much as like how I used to, because I'm like older now and I don't have kids. And so like my nieces and nephews are like grown, or they're away and they're in other states. So it's like, for me, it's like I don't have kids to actually celebrate 4th of July with. So for me, it's 4th of July is more of a kids type thing. You buy the fireworks for the kids, you get the kids, you do this, you do that. So it's more of a kiddie type thing than it is in adults. And I know a lot of adults like to do it because they get the most expensive fireworks, the ones that go kaboom and blow up. So you'd think it's like a gun, or you'd think like it's a bomb or something like that. So a lot of people buy it for that. But for me, it's like I don't really buy fireworks like no more like I used to be, because it's like I used to buy them years ago when I had nieces and nephews and I had little kids around, where I buy fireworks like for my little cousins and stuff. And then I go over to their house, or I invite my nieces and nephews over, and I like the fireworks, and it would be like, ooh, sometimes and stuff like that. But now it's like, as you grow older and you don't have kids, and you don't have like little kids around, it's like, what's the sense of doing it? Like, it's fun, but it's not as fun as if you ain't got somebody to share it with. So, but 4th of July, is basically about celebrating our independence and stuff like that. And a lot of these places did have Independence Day festivities, like the great city of Atlanta. They was having an 4th of July, festivities. And granted, I couldn't see it, I missed out on the festivities, but it's fine, I understand, a lot of these cities, I know, they had some down in Miami, and I know maybe some of these cities are still not having their festivities due to COVID. A lot of the festivities are still canceled. So, it's greatness. So, and Atlanta it's a great place. Orlando here is a great place. Orlando, like I said, is a tourist city. And it's a great thing. I told the driver Fun Spot is my favorite spot to go to. As you know, I didn't do a video there, but I did do a video talking about it in August of last year. If you go back and check, maybe eventually I'll probably do a video at Fun Spot, and that I would have did a video at Piedmont Park, but I was with my friends, and it was more of a like last day adventure, because I was saying that to my friends, let's go sightseeing. We got to go more sightseeing than, doing that. Because I know when we go and stay in hotels, we're staying in the outskirts of the Atlanta. We're not in downtown Atlanta because a lot of the hotels are down there are pretty much expensive, as I said in my previous episode the other day, and a lot of them are like spaced out, and you got to go on the outskirts to get the cheaper deals, and stuff like that. And it's fascinating, here, in a lot of things, and that's here is the layover because because they don't have a connecting route for the next couple of days from Atlanta to Miami. So I didn't want to come back later than usual because that's more money spending, and I really needed to get back. And so what I did was I just ended up saying, okay, I'll take a trip from Atlanta to Orlando, stay overnight in Orlando, since I knew about this motel, and then take a bus in the morning back to Miami, because I do have things that I have to do, and I don't want to wait a couple of days and stuff like that, and then I have to get back to work and all of this other stuff. So I wanted to do that. It was a great thing. It was a great thing. If you know about Motel X, you know that it's a great motel. If you don't, go to their website, check them out on social media. I think their social media is We Are Motel X, but I'm not promoting them because I don't work for them, so stuff like that. It's a nice place. They do have jacuzzi in the room. Overall, this is a nice place. You can see the view of the rooms on social media, because on Instagram they have, and then they also have partnering hotels as well that they have. So it's a great thing. It's a great fun. I can say this is going to wrap up my vacation. I said it last night to myself. My vacation ended as soon as I got on the bus from Atlanta back to Orlando. This is basically not part of my vacation because basically this is just a layover to get my bus in the morning. So this is not part of my vacation. But I am enjoying it because, now I get to, hang out for one more day. But it is what it is for what it's worth. So I'm not mad, and I'm glad about it, and it's cool with everything. So I'm not worried. I'm cool with it and stuff like that. So it's nothing. So yeah. I'm on my phone. So basically, yeah. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, email me, roundtable00@yahoo.com. Don't forget to comment at the bottom of this page. Don't forget, if you have a topic that you would like to discuss, email us. Let us know at the bottom of the page. If you have any facts you would like to about Atlanta that you would like to share with us that would be fun to know, or interesting facts that we need to know, or historical information, let us know. And also you can do the same thing with Orlando, because I'm here in the great city of Orlando, and you can check out my previous video on Orlando that I did in August of last year. I did it of Star Island Resort. By the way, there's a possibility next month that I will be back in Orlando, because me and one of my friends are thinking about taking a vacation in Orlando back here. So I don't know if I will be doing a video or not, but I will be back in Orlando basically for the next month. So this is pretty much it. I don't have much to say. I don't have much to talk about as much. This is the Roundtable Talk. Basically, let me give you that says Motel X there. It's Motel X, so I'm giving you the understanding. So so this is the Roundtable Talk. I'm your host, C Money. I'll see you on the next episode. This great city of Atlanta. I'll be back in Miami in later on today, and I'll see you on the next episode.